Every day, billions of people flip a light switch without giving it a second thought. You walk into a room, flip the switch, and the light comes on almost instantly. But have you ever stopped to wonder what actually happens in that tiny fraction of a second? Most people imagine electricity racing all the way from a distant power plant to their house the moment they flip the switch. But that's not what happens. The truth is even more fascinating. When you press the switch, you're not asking a power plant to send electricity. You're simply completing an electrical circuit. Think of your home's wiring like a circular racetrack. Before you flip the switch, there's a tiny gap in that track, so electricity can't flow through the light bulb. The moment you flip the switch, that gap disappears. The circuit closes almost instantly. Electric current begins flowing through the wires and into the bulb. Inside the bulb, that electrical energy is converted into light and a little heat. And just like that, your room lights up. The whole process happens so quickly that it feels completely instant. But here's where things get really interesting. If electricity doesn't begin its journey at the power plant when you flip the switch, why is it already waiting inside the wires in your house? The answer lies in one of the largest machines humans have ever built, the electrical grid. Long before you ever touch a switch, power stations are already generating electricity around the clock. That electricity travels through high-voltage transmission lines that stretch for thousands of kilometers. It passes through substations where the voltage is adjusted before entering the smaller distribution lines that supply neighborhoods. Finally, it reaches the wiring inside your home. In other words, your house is already connected to a giant network that's constantly energized. Electricity is available at your outlets and light switches all the time. The switch doesn't summon electricity. It simply opens or closes the path that allows it to flow. Imagine a garden hose connected to a tap. Water is already under pressure inside the hose. When you squeeze the nozzle, you aren't asking the water company to send new water. You're simply allowing water that's already there to flow out. Electricity works in a surprisingly similar way, but there's one more mystery. If electricity is always present in your home's wiring, why don't your lights stay on all the time? Because electricity needs a complete path. Without a closed circuit, there's nowhere for the current to go. The open switch acts like a broken bridge. The moment you close it, the bridge is rebuilt and current can flow through the bulb before returning to the electrical grid. It's a continuous loop. And all of this happens in far less than a second. In fact, the electrical signal travels through the wires at a significant fraction of the speed of light. That's why your light appears to turn on instantly, even though the power plant supplying your electricity could be hundreds of kilometers away. So the next time you flip a light switch, remember, you're not calling electricity from a distant power station. You're connecting your home to one of the most incredible engineering systems ever created. A vast electrical grid that's already powered up, already waiting, and ready to deliver light in the blink of an